Hello guys, yes, before you comment and jump up and down and say it's BBC, listen first, then please let me know what you think afterwards. Oh.
This is a war against Syria. This is a war from, the most horrible, forces in the entire world. Saudi Arabia and Qatar are giving money. Turkey is using its army. The United States and Western Europe, particularly France, UK, are doing, whatever they can do to end the role being played by Syria. Israel is there in the middle of the conflict.
Now, you haven't mentioned the interventions of Russia, of Iran, and Hezbollah from Lebanon, who are all fighting on your side.
This is not intervention. Any country in the world, any government can invite whoever it wants.
So they're invited then? And
The Russians, the Iranians, Hezbollah are invited to the country to help us because, when you see all these powers, the Western powers, who even betrayed, their moral obligations. We are being killed, we lost a lot of innocent people, but this is because of the Western Gulf intervention in our internal affairs. They want to effect a regime change, something which is prohibited by international law and by the Charter of the United Nations.
Now, there are many groups, human rights groups, have said that the Syrian government, the Syrian army, have killed more Syrians than any other fighting force in the country.
This is a big lie. This is a big lie, Jeremy.
Now, what about
because these human rights organizations do not look to the other side. We are being attacked. There is a war against us. Criminals are coming from Jordan, from Saudi Arabia, from the UK.
Okay, and you're fighting back.
Yes.
One of the weapons that's been used by the Syrian side are barrel bombs, which are indiscriminate. You agree that they're being used by the Syrian side, right?
We have said at different times that, what is a barrel bomb? People have to identify what's a barrel bomb.
A crude receptacle full of explosives that's dropped in an indiscriminate manner from a helicopter. You're not denying then that barrel bombs are being used?
I don't know them. I did not hear about them. I did not see them.
Okay.
Sometimes this is propaganda.
So how is this going to end? More talks in Geneva? What do you make of that sort of talk?
You call them talks. I have, the full confidence that there were no talks. But real talks between Syrians did not start yet.
But that's because Syrians are trying to kill each other, aren't you? You're fighting a war here.
No.
Syrians.
When Syrians sit together, they will sort out an agreement based on the interests of the Syrians.
Well, assuming that's true.
But not the interests of Saudi Arabia, or to bring even terrorists who are fighting with these organizations.
So how's it going to end?
It will end when everybody in the world recognizes that terrorist actions in Syria will not be limited to Syria. They will go outside Syria. These terrorists will go to London, to Paris, to Washington, to Rome, and to every place in the world. These come and get trained here by their by their supporters, and then they go back. We are saying that let the Syrian people decide their own fate, their own future, without intervention. Don't make preconditions who will rule Syria.
Yeah, they kind of cut the volume off there, but right. Doing was obviously one. It's a BBC broadcast, so obviously you have to take it with a pinch of salt, because it wasn't too long ago they were saying or putting on their news broadcast, if that's what you want to call it, that the Syrians were using Syrian gas and shit like that, and they were using a bit of footage which we already proved to be fake. So do take some of that with a pinch of salt. But the bits that I find funny in it is that bit, the bit about the barrel bombs, it's funny that, because the Americans don't drop big, heavy, fucking metal bombs on them. But that's maybe a little bit different than what the white guy was trying to get across. Not white guy. I don't want to be racist or prejudiced, but obviously they never put names. If any of you know who the BBC guy was, evening James, how you doing? Then obviously do let me know, but I don't know who the Syrian speaker was, but I do believe that's true. You know, having Western intervention, turning up, bombing them, saying that ISIS is from their country, blah blah blah, pinning the blame. Then you've got Saudi Arabia, Israel. Don't really need to say why the intervention for fucking Israel. To be honest, everybody out there knows about their evil tactics and what they wish to do. But yeah, the bit I did find funny is when they started talking about terrorists. You know, terrorists, people need to look up the definition of terrorist. They really do, because it gets thrown around a lot. What is the difference between ISIS or Daesh or whatever the name for them is this week, and what the British and Western imperialists are doing? They are two forms of, they are the same thing in my eyes, the killing of innocent people for their political gains, you know, but it's easier to portray somebody in a bandana that's, you know, whatever, you know, had their family killed and shit. Do you know what I'm saying? They're the terrorists because they're fighting the back against the imperialist West. But no, where do we draw the line? Where do these talks happen? When do we have one step closer, one step away, sorry, from bombs and bullets, and one closer to peace and love? I'd like to get your views, as always. I will keep bringing you things. If you do want to watch the full video, it's End Times Headline News. It's yesterday's, which would have been the 7th of September. They are very good videos. They give you insight of not just only in this country. Obviously, the next video that comes up is the and tagging. Well, I say tagging, but you know, the bagging of suspects when they're being arrested by British police. Obviously, I watch them before I record them and send them to you, just in case there are bits and pieces that obviously I would find distressing to be watched on YouTube. You know, blood and gore is, I know it's there and it needs to be shown, but unfortunately it turns my stomach how far mankind can kind of lower itself. But as usual, guys, do what you want with the information. Please comment and let me know what you think. And as usual, peace and love.